Welcome to the Good Snooze podcast. Today's news includes a new therapy to bring relief to millions battling asthma and COPD. A son's gesture celebrates his father's sacrifice. And a brother saves his sister from abduction. For the first time in 5 decades, asthma and COPD patients may soon benefit from a groundbreaking treatment that offers safer and more effective alternatives to steroids. British scientists have successfully tested an injectable therapy that reduces the need for further treatment by 30%. Outperforming the current standard of care. This development could revolutionize the management of asthma attacks and COPD flare-ups, offering hope to millions around the world. Asthma attacks and COPD exacerbations, also known as eosinophilic exacerbations, occur when high level of eosinophils, white blood cells involved in the immune system response, cause severe inflammation in the lungs. Symptoms include wheezing, coughing, tightness of chest, and breathlessness. These conditions are serious and can be life-threatening, with official UK figures showing dozens of deaths each day from exacerbations. Globally, asthma and COPD account for 3.8 million deaths annually. For more than 50 years, treatment options have remained largely unchanged. Steroid medications like prednisolone have been the primary approach to reducing lung inflammation during an attack. While effective for many, steroids come with significant drawbacks, including side effects like diabetes and osteoporosis. Additionally, they fail a substantial number of patients, leaving them vulnerable to repeated hospitalizations or worsening symptoms within just 90 days of treatment. Researchers from King's College London sought a new solution in the form of benralizumab, a monoclonal antibody already approved for severe asthma. This drug targets eosinophils, reducing inflammation at its source. The recent clinical trial evaluated the efficacy of using benralizumab during acute asthma and COPD attacks rather than as maintenance treatment. The study, published in The Lancet Respiratory Medicine, divided participants into 3 groups. One received benralizumab injections with placebo tablets. Another received traditional steroid treatments with placebo injections. And the third received both benralizumab and steroids. Over 28 days, the group treated with benralizumab showed significant reductions in symptoms like wheezing, coughing, and breathlessness. Perhaps most notably, after 90 days, the number of patients who failed treatment in the benralizumab group was 4 times lower than those who received steroids alone. Participants also required fewer follow-up visits to doctors or hospitals, and many reported an overall improvement with their quality of life. The big advance is the finding that targeted therapy works in asthma and COPD attacks, said Professor Mana Bafadil, the study's lead investigator. Unlike steroids, which suppress inflammation broadly, benralizumab's targeted approach offers greater efficacy with fewer side effects. Researchers noted that the injection could potentially be administered at home, offering added convenience to patients. The treatment's success marks a major step forward in addressing a significant unmet need in respiratory medicine. COPD is the third leading cause of death worldwide, but treatment for the condition is stuck in the 20th century, said Dr. Sanjay Ramakrishnan, a co-author of the study. We need to provide these patients with these life-saving options before their time runs out. For patients, the benefits are clear. Jeffrey Pointing, a 77-year-old participant in the trial, called injections fantastic. He explained that unlike steroid tablets, which caused him insomnia for the first night of use, the benralizumab injection allowed him to sleep comfortably and continue his daily activities without interruption. Honestly, when you're having a flare-up, you can hardly breathe, he said. Anything that takes away and gives back a normal life is what you want. Dr. Samantha Walker, Director of Research at Asthma and Lung, UK, echoed the significance of these findings. Every 4 minutes in the UK, someone dies from a lung condition. Yet treatments for asthma and COPD exacerbations haven't changed in 50 years, she said. This is great news for people with lung conditions. Beyond the individual patient's experience, the broader implications of this discovery could reshape how asthma and COPD are managed worldwide. By reducing reliance on steroids and offering a more effective targeted treatment, benralizumab represents a significant advancement in respiratory care. The researchers are optimistic that their findings will lead to widespread changes in treatment protocols, ultimately improving outcomes for millions of patients. As the medical community continues to refine its understanding of asthma and COPD, breakthroughs like this bring hope to those living with these chronic conditions. With further studies and broader implementation, benralizumab could become a cornerstone in the fight against respiratory disease, delivering safer, more effective care to patients around the globe. In our next story, a son's gesture celebrates his father's sacrifice. A Texas man's heartfelt gesture brought an unforgettable birthday surprise for his father, Earl Gaines, who had sacrificed his dream car 4 decades ago for the sake of his family. Earl, who had just turned 65, found himself at a car lot on his birthday. Listening to a magician perform tricks, unbeknownst to him, a bigger surprise was about to unfold. His son Jared handed him a set of keys and revealed they belonged to a 1967 Camaro parked nearby. A car Earl instantly recognized. Decades earlier, as a young father, Earl had reluctantly sold his prized Camaro to provide for his family. At just 22, working in automotive parts in Mesquite, Texas, Earl had been captivated by the Marina Blue Camaro SS when it came into his workplace. Its roaring V8 engine and sleek design turned heads everywhere, and for a time, the car became his pride and joy. But life took a turn when Earl married his wife Mona and welcomed their son, Jared. Faced with the realities of family life, he made the selfless decision to part with the car to cover the cost of diapers and other essentials. Over the years, Earl would often joke with Jared about the sacrifice, saying, "I used to have a car like that. I let it go for diaper money." Jared grew up hearing stories about the Camaro and eventually inherited his father's love for it. As he got older, his curiosity turned into admiration. As he learned every detail about the car that had meant so much to his dad, Jared could describe it vividly. A 1967 Marina Blue Camaro SS with a small 350 block V8 engine, automatic 3-speed transmission, Krager chrome 15-inch mag wheels, and a black interior. In 2021, after a successful year in business, Jared decided to act on a long-standing dream, bringing the Camaro back into the family. Instead of making practical financial decisions, he followed his heart and began searching for the car identical to his father's. When he found the perfect match, he purchased it and spent months restoring the vehicle, ensuring it was not only beautiful but also safe and roadworthy. Jared explained his motivation. "I wanted Dad to really understand how much I love him and show how important he is to me. I thought, what's the greatest, most symbolic thing I could do to show him that? It was always the Camaro." After replacing old systems and giving the car the care it needed, Jared planned the ultimate surprise for Earl's 65th birthday. When Earl saw the car and realized what his son had done, his reaction was one of disbelief and overwhelming joy. For Jared, the car was never just a vehicle. It represented everything Earl had given up to be a great father. A brother uses his slingshot to save his sister from abduction. A 14-year-old boy, Owen Burns, who used his slingshot to stop a would-be kidnapper from abducting his 8-year-old sister, credits his success to luck. The incident occurred on May 10th, 2023, when the girl, who has not been named, was out hunting for mushrooms in their backyard. A male suspect, later identified as a 17-year-old, emerged from the woods and grabbed the girl. Owen, who witnessed the situation from a window, immediately took action. "I told her to be careful before she left, and when I first heard her scream, I thought it was just one of her friends playing around," Owen said. "But then I heard another scream, so I looked out the window and saw her being taken. I was freaked out." Reacting quickly, Owen grabbed his slingshot and fired marbles and gravel at the suspect. His shots hit the suspect in the head and the chest, leaving marks that later helped authorities identify him. "I was just lucky he was a big target," Owen said. He then called his mother, who contacted the police. A family member reported seeing someone matching the suspect's description fleeing the area. Michigan State Police soon found the suspect hiding nearby and arrested him. The 17-year-old was charged as an adult with attempted kidnapping, attempted assault with the intent to cause great bodily harm, and assault and battery. His bond was set at $150,000. A Michigan State Police representative expressed the gravity of the situation, stating, "You wouldn't expect something like this to happen in your own backyard, but it shows that there is danger out there." The spokesperson also praised Owen's actions, calling it extraordinary for a 14-year-old to act so quickly in such a stressful situation. Owen's timely intervention not only stopped the kidnapping attempt, but also helped law enforcement gather key evidence, including the injury on the suspect from the slingshot, which played a vital role in identifying him. And that is the end of today's episode of Good Snooze. If you're still here and gently drifting in and out, let's ease into a simple meditation. Close your eyes if they're not already. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it out slowly through your mouth. Let your body relax, sinking deeper into the bed with each exhale. Picture a soft glowing light of your favorite color warming you from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. With every breath, let this light dissolve any tension, leaving you a calm, peaceful stillness. And stay in this stillness for as long as you need. Thank you for tuning in to Good Snooze. Sleep well, and we'll see you next time.